We met at the Central Georgia's Strongest Man held in Macon back in March. We were both competitors.
And what was your first impression of him?
He was big.
The one thing about Strongman is because nobody cares what we look like under our clothes, and we live by the philosophy mass moves mass. Right now, I kind of stick to the Monster Mash platform. I'm doing 8 to 10 ounces of beef, ground bison, or ground lamb. I put it somewhere between 1.5 to 2 cups of long grain white rice, and I'm trying to do at least 3 full meals of broccoli and spinach. So, and I'm eating about every 2 hours to 2.5 hours. So I try to keep my calories around about 12,000 calories a day. So that's 1,200 calories per meal every 2 to 3 hours. And then I will supplement shakes to kind of help meet the protein requirements. So I'm looking at around about 700 to 800 grams of protein and somewhere around about 2,000 grams of carbs every day. Supplements, I'm really picky about that kind of stuff because there's so much out there on the market that is just BS. It's Kool-Aid with instant coffee put in it and it's sold as an energy drink, or it's a protein powder which is so minute in protein and the actual compounds that your body needs out of it that it just gives you expensive urine. It's pretty much what it does, and it makes your poop stink. So what I use is I actually go to a store here in Savannah, which is locally owned, great people, the owner, military. I mean, the man goes overseas and fights for our freedom. And he introduced me to Redcon 1 supplements. Their MRE is the best. It is made from whole foods. It's not processed anything. It is literally fish powder, chicken powder, dried egg whites, beef powder with oats, rice, and yams in it. Even on my level, getting into the semi-pro world, supplements is the last thing you use. That's your last go-to. But if you're going to use them, you need to go to a quality facility with quality people who have the knowledge to guide you. Somebody like me that competes in Strongman, my nutritional needs, my supplementation needs are going to be different as a bodybuilder or a figure competitor or a runner or a cyclist. You know, our nutritions are different. Our training is different, so therefore our supplementation, if you're going to use them or not, are going to be different. So you need people with a wide variety of knowledge that can look at what you're doing and your training and your diet, and then from there they can tell you, we'll add this, but you don't need that. And that's the best thing about Tier 1 Nutrition. They know their stuff. Just go there and speak to them, and they will sit down with you. They can help you figure out your body mass index, your goals, and they can point you in the proper directions. My coach / trainer, very great guy. His name is Justin. He's actually a strongman competitor as well. He's a lightweight strongman competitor.
Well, first and foremost, I think having a reliable training partner would probably be even more advantageous at this point than the actual coaching. Having somebody to match you the intensity and to push you and that sort of thing, it's a completely different ball game than when you're doing it by yourself. It's tough. It's not like going in a commercial gym and just working out. You know, this is almost a team sport.
Get some more!
Yeah.
Come on! Let's go!
Nice, Justin.
Come on! Get one more! Get one more! There you go!
The coaching aspect of it is being able to step back more objectively and if anything, reel him in sometimes. You know, just because he can do something doesn't mean he should always. And when you're in that training mode, you know that contest is coming up in weeks or a month or what have you. You backing off really isn't what you have in mind. And somebody that can step back and say, whoa, that's enough for the day. You know, you've hit your numbers, you've hit your times, whatever the case is. Oh, right now we're working on not getting hurt and going in 100%. You know, hydrated, fed, rested. You know, there's nothing you can do in 10 days that's going to change your standing for the better. You're only going to hurt yourself at this point as far as in the gym.
I actually, I was going home one night from training, and I actually got T-boned by a car.
How long ago was that?
It's been about 2.5 weeks now that it happened. It really, it set me back about 2 weeks. I don't know if you can see here, I still have the stitches in my arm here where they were put in. Right at 10 days, no pressing. That was no overhead pressing, no bench pressing, no nothing. So, and I really thought that was going to hinder me bad, and it kind of bothered me and scared me there. But it forced me to really focus on other aspects. Then it really started having me focus on endurance, taking them 2 pressing days and switching it over to 2 endurance days. What I thought was really going to hinder me, I think is actually going to help me in the long run when it comes to more of the ladder events and the relay events. What happened here was, it's actually not a cut. When the car hit the side of my car, just the pure pressure from the door coming in on me, it actually exploded the inside of my arm. It just the pressure just blew my arm out, the meat on my arm. And it just so happens that I have an artery there. And it actually ruined that too. I mean, it split it. And it sucked because no anesthesia, no nothing. They just stitched the artery together to stop it from bleeding and put some stitches in it so that way we could start running the scans and everything. That was actually like 5 weeks out. So I mean, this is like right here at competition time. The biggest excuse that we have is the ones that we make ourselves. You know, there's too many people out there that have come back from injuries, have been dealt a bad hand, and they've busted their ass, and they're somebody. We got a guy in the gym right here at Iron Bodies, B-Round, young man born with one arm. There's people that battle with depression every day, drug addiction. I had one of them myself for quite some time. I prepare myself for the worst. If something breaks, something rips, something tears, something falls off, I still prepare myself to give it everything I got. So when I go to a competition, if my arm don't work, then I'm going to destroy everybody that I can with my legs.